Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. So today we're going to discuss about instruction set completeness, okay, timing and control, and its clock cycles. So first, what is instruction set? So when can we say that it's instruction set completeness? So we know what instruction is all about, right? So group of instructions together we call it as an instruction set. So what is an instruction set? A computer should have a set of instructions so that the user can construct machine language programs to evaluate any function that is known to be computable. So a computer should have a set of instructions so that the user can construct a machine language program. So user should construct a machine language program. For that reason, computer needs a set of instructions. So for example, if we say arithmetic instructions, if we say logical instructions, if we say shift micro instructions, okay. So like this, a group of instructions is called instruction set. Okay, instruction set completeness. So what are instruction types? So we have four different types of instruction types. One is functional instructions, transfer instructions, control instructions, input output instructions. So coming to functional instructions, arithmetic, logical, arithmetic, logic and shift to instructions comes under functional instructions, that is add, CMA, increment, CAR, CAL, circular right, circular left, and CLA, clear accumulator. Okay. And coming to second one, transfer instructions, data transfer between the main memory and the processor registers. So LDA, STL, load to accumulator, store from accumulator, like that. So coming to control instructions, it's nothing but program sequencing and control, that is BUN, branch unconditional, BSA, ISZ. Okay. Next, input output instructions. So here we have two instructions, INP, OUT. So INPR, OUTR, like that. So this is called instruction set completeness. So now here comes our new concept, control unit. So in the previous topics we discussed about ALU, that is arithmetic logic unit. So now what is control unit? Control unit of a processor translates from machine instructions to control signals for the micro operations that implement them. So control unit act as a heart of a processor that translates from machine instruction to the control signal. So control unit receives the control signals for the micro operations. So it may be logical micro operations, it may be arithmetic micro operations, it may be shift micro operations. So whatever be the micro operations it is, it translates from machine instructions to the control signals. Okay, and it should implement them. So control units are implemented in two ways. So this is most important. The first one is hardwired control and second one is micro programmed control. So what is this hardwired control? So control unit is made up of sequential and combinational circuits to generate the control signals. So what is hardwired here? Control unit is made up of sequential and combinational. So sequence in the sense one after the another. So combination in the sense different combinations. So if we say AND gate, OR gate, XOR gate, so if we combine these three, it's we can call it as a combinational circuit. So control unit is made up of sequential and combinational circuits to generate the control signals. Now what is microprogrammed control? A control memory on the processor contains microprograms that activate the necessary control signals. So the control memory which is present on the processor, it contains the microprogram. So we'll see what microprograms are later on. So which contains microprograms that activate the necessary control signals. So this microprogram control mainly activates the necessary control signals. So now we consider a hardwired implementation of the control unit for the basic computer. So this is most important. So this is timing control. So we call it as control unit of basic computer. So here first we have an instruction register. So instruction register is 0 to 11, 12 to 14 and 15. So what is 0 to 11 here? So 0 to 11 is your address. So what is 12 to 14? Your opcode. Okay. And what is 15? Your I. So your I bit can be 0 or 1. So if I bit is 0, it is direct addressing. If I bit equal to 1, it is indirect addressing. So all these instructions will be stored in instruction register. So if we see carefully, why we all only considered instruction register? So why can't we consider PC? Why can't we construct AR? Why can't we consider DR, data register, address register. So why we consider only IR? So here we are talking about instructions, right? So for that we need to consider only instruction register. And for the 3 bits, as I said, that we get 3 operations, right? So 12, 13 and 14 are the are opcodes. So these are 3 bits. So to get our 8 output, so here I will necessarily take a 3 into 8 decoder. So a 3 into 8 decoder. So here I have input. So 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay. So these all these inputs are connected to the combinational logic circuit. So here we have a combinational logic circuit. So all these D0 to D7 are connected to this combinational logic circuits. Now here we'll take a 4-bit sequence counter. Okay, so 4-bit sequence counter. Here we have 3 inputs for that: increment, clear, clock. And if it is 4-bit sequence counter, that means I will have 4 inputs. So 2 power 4, I should get 16 outputs, right? Okay, so 4 into 6, sorry, 4 into 16. So I will take 4 into 16 decoder. I will provide 4 inputs here. So these are my 4 inputs and I will get 16 outputs. So starting from 0 to 15. So all these T0 to T15 are applied to combinational logical circuit. In the same manner, D0 to D7 are applied to combinational logical circuit. And here we have an additional one called I. So this I decides whether it can be register transfer, whether it can be input output, like that. Okay, so here we will provide other inputs to the combinational logic circuit, and finally a control signals are generated. Okay, so what exactly happened here? So we considered an instruction register. So 0 to 11 occupies your address, 12 to 14 occupies your opcode, and I bit is your mode, which is 0. If it is 0, it's direct addressing. If it is 1, it is indirect addressing. So here 12 to 14 are 3 bits, right? So I will take 3 into 8 decoder. So I have D0 to D7 inputs which are applied to combination logic circuit, and I will take 4 into 16 decoder. Why? Because I require a 4-bit sequence counter. So here it's a combination of sequential circuit as well as combinational logic circuit. So what exactly are we doing here, and how our timing and control. So this control unit, as I said, that it's a combination of sequential and logical sequential circuit and combinational logic circuit. So for that reason I require a sequence counter SC, which always increments by 1, SC plus 1, and if I want to clear, I can use clear input, and I have a clock as well. Okay, so all these are applied to the combinational logic circuit. Finally, control signals are generated. So this is a basic control unit of control unit of basic computer. Now we'll see this timing. So timing signals. So generated by 4-bit sequence counter and a 4 into 16 decoder. So it is generated by 4-bit sequence counter and a 4 into 16 decoder. So 4 inputs and 16 outputs. Okay, the SC, the sequence counter can be incremented or clear. That means your SC can be incremented with SC plus 1, or else you can you can clear your SC. That means SC is cleared to 0, remember. Okay, so example T0, T1, T2, T3, T4. Okay, so T0, T1, so on. So our clock cycles like this: T0, T1, T2, T3, T4. Again, T0, T1, T2, T3, T4. Like that, it keeps on going. So this is our clock. So T0, T1. So if you see T0, this is D3, T4. Okay, so D3, T4, our sequence counter should be see, at the time T4, SC is cleared to 0 if decoder output D3 is active. Okay, so at the time T4, so this is our time T4, SC is cleared to 0 if the decoder output D3 is active. So this is my D3. So decoder output D3 is active at T4. Then your sequence counter is cleared. Okay. So again, again the same process. It's a cyclic process, right? So this is the clock T0, T1, T2, T3, T4. Again T0, T1, T2, so on it applies. So this is my T0 clock cycle. This is T1 clock cycle. this is T2 clock cycle, this is T3 clock cycle. So if you observe, T0 rises here, T1, T2 here, and T3 here, and at the time of T4, okay, and we have decoder output D3 which is active. At this time your sequence counter is clear to 0. Okay, so this is all about the timing signal of our base control unit of the basic computer. Okay, I hope you understood the concept. So if you have any doubts, you can please put your doubts in the comment section. So the students who are watching my channel for the first time, I request you to please subscribe my channel and please share my videos to your friends, WhatsApp groups who are studying in different other colleges, so that you and they can be benefited. Okay, so please support my channel in all possible ways. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.